the first pilot episode of Decipher the Bullshit. Today, we're going to be talking about the bullshit in dating, 2019, head, cheating, sexual number, and performance. The 5 W's or so for cheating. Who in your mind do you think cheats?
People, from a guy's perspective or girl's perspective, I'll just say from a person's perspective, the type of person I'd say cheat is someone that's not feeling fulfilled.
Okay.
You know? Maybe there's something you want more of. Maybe there's something that you're not getting at home that you think can only be delivered from someone else. Maybe it's opportunity.
I get that. I do, and I agree on some level it's going to be somebody that is not fulfilled. But for me, as a woman, yes, we're not fulfilled, but I feel like it's not fulfilled sexually. It's going to be I'm missing some kind of emotion, or like my man doesn't give me enough attention, or I have to beg him to take me out when the sexy man at the bar is like, I want to take you out, I want to do this, I want to whatever.
Okay.
That's how you would get me to cheat, but I feel like a man, when they cheat, it's almost like an insecurity why they cheat. Like, I don't know, like, I don't know. I feel like when they don't feel like their woman is making them feel like a man, they go find a woman that does. And to me, that's a stupid reason to cheat. Like, just communicate to your girl. Like,
okay, so before I talk on why, like, not I, but maybe, because I would never ever cheat, but why maybe a guy would cheat is, but before I talk on that, I want to touch on maybe why you say it's an insecurity. And I think that as guys, we think that a woman might cheat because maybe there's a sexier guy around, and we're seeing that visually, so we're thinking that women are as visual as us, which you aren't, right?
No, I think
not
men
as
are
much.
way more visual, yeah.
Okay, right. So, but yeah, that I can understand why you think it's an insecurity, but I don't think it's so much that initially why we would cheat. That's why we think you would cheat for insecure purposes on our part. But why guys would cheat is maybe because of just opportunity. You know, maybe it's just happening so fast, or you're definitely maybe not getting something at home. So maybe it's not something that you would plan maliciously. It's, in my experience from what I've seen,
Okay.
that's how it happens.
So, opportunity based. Why be in a relationship if you can't control yourself when that opportunity presents? Like a single man, full of opportunities. They could take them Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, Monday night, twice on Tuesday.
Line them up.
Opportunity.
Okay.
So why commit to somebody, be in a relationship, and then I feel like opportunities present themselves to willing participants. So you're doing something to allow this opportunity. You're projecting some energy, allowing some female to feel like she's special or has the right to present this opportunity to you. So I'm kind of like, if that's what you're about, don't be in a relationship.
I hate this term, but it's because guys want to have their cake and eat it too. That's the one that makes the most sense. That's the one that makes the most sense in this situation. It's like, you've got something at home. What Fab said, the main dish ain't so well unless you got something on the side.
Oh my God.
I'm not condoning this, but that's what it is. It's not as complicated. Like I wouldn't be able to give a long drawn out conclusion as to why men cheat.
Whatever. So clearly, I think men cheat because they're insecure. You think they cheat because the opportunity presents itself, and they just don't have self control.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, fine. So that kind of is the who, what, and when. I guess that kind of goes with your opportunity thing. Me.
Yeah.
So in my experience, I have been cheated on. But I would love to say that it was with like a raggedy female. But no, like if I had a penis, I probably would have fucked her too. Okay. So like I can't, she was bad. I can't, my ex had good taste at the end of the day. And then now that I'm years removed from it as an adult, I can be like, it wasn't our fault, it was his. So I don't have that like resentment or hate towards her anymore. Okay. But I feel like when most men cheat, it's a downgrade.
I don't know.
Like, so I've ragamuffins. Like,
so I've never actually cheated.
Okay, good for you. They do exist, ladies.
No, I haven't. We might have to edit that. But in any case, but I have been I've been with someone that was cheating, right? And I mean, it was an emotional thing for her. The guy, he wasn't abusive, but he wasn't exactly, like someone that would upgrade her. Okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we just we were friends, and she was bad, and she approached me, about it. She's like, oh, this was back in the day. She's like, you should be my jump off or whatever. That's when Joe Budden's song was popping, so everybody was saying that. And yeah, that's how that started. But I've never, and I have been cheated on, actually, though, too. Which should hardly count, because we were, hardly dating. It was, and I didn't even know how my dick worked yet.
That whole hardly dating, because I feel like that's where people call it cheating, but really, are they cheating if they don't owe you loyalty?
Yeah, I was still a virgin. I didn't know how to even use it. So I understand. I wasn't even mad. I was like, all right, whatever.
Oh, God. So she went thinking, okay,
yeah.
All right.
My friend made her break up with me. So that was good. I had a good friend. She looked out. She was like, you're going to end that. Yeah, so.
Damn. Okay. Well, why and where? I think where also is just kind of wherever it happens, it happens.
Yeah.
I think the one place it should not happen is in the home
right.
of whoever, or even if you guys are dating and you still live separately.
Yeah.
I feel like you shouldn't bring another female into your bedroom.
That's just some Tyler Perry shit, You only see that in the movies.
You don't bring that into your bedroom knowing that your girl's going to be in that bed the next day. Maybe that's you do. Nasty. I don't know how you, right. Yeah. But that's dirty, and let's be honest.
All kinds of different
stuff.
And
let's be honest, most men don't clean their sheets as much as they do. So I will be damned if I'm rolling around in another woman's juices. If you're going to cheat on me, please have the decency to clean your sheets before I come over.
I hardly think to clean the sheets unless I'm really trying to make the atmosphere.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you're right.
Me personally, if I'm doing whatever, dating 2-3 guys at a time, maybe I'm sleeping with one of them, maybe two, best believe I'm washing my sheets. That's just gross.
Yeah.
Do you know how much sweat and secretions and just wash your sheets?
I'll just say thank you on behalf of the guys you're dating. For that.
Yeah.
I think
definitely
that.
Wash
they'll appreciate it.
Okay, so when you get cheated on, or if you cheat, do you think a second chance is warranted?
No. I mean, for everyone's relationship is its own, right? But for me, it's I've gotten to a point in my relationship where that kind of thing shouldn't be feasible. Mm-hmm. It'd be ignorant and arrogant for me to say it's impossible, right? But my short answer is no. I mean, damn, that's complicated. We've got years. I got 3 kids, so it's I would want another chance. And I should allow the same of my wife, right?
Yes. You would think.
Nah, no other chance. You just gotta dead that.
See, for me, if I cheated, I think I deserve a second chance. Because chances are I cheated for a reason that we could fix. So, to me, my cheating would be a red flag. And then hopefully, we fight, we communicate it, and then he fixes whatever I went to go find.
That's how you communicate it, right?
Yeah,
all right.
Because so many guys, I feel don't believe it till you do it. So I can tell my man every day, what you won't do, another man will. If you don't do this, I'm going to go find me somebody that does. And I'm whatever, you just talking, you ain't going nowhere, you're not leaving me.
Okay.
And then, no, I was serious. I went and found me this man that did do that for me, and I fucked him. To me, that's the only kind of wake-up call that would push a man to realize, oh shit, she was serious. And all she wanted was to go on 3 dates a month versus 2. Simple shit that they just weren't budging on.
Okay,
and it's So that's why I think I would deserve a second chance, because I wouldn't cheat to
It wouldn't be random.
It would be. Yeah, it wouldn't be oh, I don't have self-control. Oh, whatever. You can't trust me every time I go out with my girls. No, it'd be I proved a point. We could talk about it, and then whatever. For a guy, me personally, no, I couldn't give you a second chance. Because guys cheat for, like you said, opportunity, and they can't control themselves and like whatever. So you could cheat on me once and guaranteed you're gonna do it again and again. And then at what point am I becoming just stupid for allowing you to do this?
I wholeheartedly disagree now that I've heard your answer, because yours is more thought out and calculated. You know, for a guy, it's like, oh, I made this mistake. It won't happen again.
And it won't. But it was a mistake that, like, oh, it just happened. I couldn't control it. That could happen anywhere. You could go to Vegas with the boys. You could go to a wedding. You could go anytime I'm not with you, you basically have let me know that if opportunity presents itself, you don't know how to say no. So now you're just doing it to do it. Like, what kind of that means you don't have enough respect for me to even try to fight it. You feel me? Like, if you respect me,
but
it shouldn't matter.
I can tell you, it doesn't just happen as opportunity randomly. There's still something that's behind it. Like as I mentioned before, there's something missing, like at home. You know, like maybe your girl isn't doing something.
Exactly, but for y'all, is that I'm not doing something sexually, so you go find somebody else to do it.
We're not doing something emotionally, so you find someone else to fuck you.
But you can change emotions, though. But me, if I have a boundary sexually, you ain't ever crossing that boundary. So that gives you permission to cheat on me for the rest of our relationship? No.
Oh, that's a good point.
Now, you don't...
What kind of boundary sexually? What, like anal? Like, oh, I don't want it in my butt.
I don't know, like anal, or maybe you like
There's
tying
for that.
Maybe you like, or maybe you like, I don't know, tying her up and she doesn't like to be tied up, or you like slapping and she doesn't like being like, all different. Everybody has their own preference, fetish, whatever. So let's say you fall in love with a girl that does not ever want to have anal, and that's like your thing. So her not wanting to do it gives you permission to fuck any other bitch that will let you do it, but then come home to her and build a life with her and a family because she has everything else but that one thing? No, fuck that.
See, this is a lesson to not be exclusive until you find the one that's going to do everything you want. Everything you want.
Including anal, kids.
Yes.
It's like, yeah. So I feel like men and women cheating are two very different things. A woman cheating can be fixed. A man cheating is, you don't do something in the bedroom that I can't live without. So it's like, then why are we even together?
There's got to be more sides to this. I'm just not providing all the names.
I'm just saying. All right, next category, because I feel like we're going to argue about this one forever.
All right. Hey.
Oh.
Good follow-up.
I'm gonna let you run with this one.
All right,
for a little bit.
Are there double standards to who should give head? Should it be reciprocated?
What do you think, Kevin?
Like we got beards. All right, so everybody knows that women are more expected to give head than guys are, right? In my experience, and I think that's, you know, just maybe it's a cultural thing because of just like American porn, which is obviously not a good standard, but that's usually like the expectation.
Bullshit.
I mean, it's easier to give guys head too. Like if you're just trying to get your freak on real quick, but like road head, like you can't give a woman road head. See, you tried to do it just now in your head. It's impossible.
Maybe like if you pull the skirt up and like just you're not.
You gotta bring your leg really high up.
Yeah. Okay, fine. But let's talk. Okay,
use.
Let's talk about head outside of like fantasy exotic shit, like roadhead.
Okay.
Just a regular hookup. It is just as easy for you to whip it out of your boxers as it is for me to pull my skirt up.
True.
So that whole convenience thing does not apply.
Okay.
But I just, as a man, I want you to explain this to me. So, anytime you go to hook up with somebody, is it just an expectation that you're about to get your dick sucked?
No, we try and go all the way.
But as a precursor, like foreplay to y'all, like that is it. Like There's no...
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's nothing else that a girl could do that would be acceptable.
Yeah, of course. I mean, there's not like a step-by-step guide. I don't like whip this little thing out my wallet behind the condom that says you're going to do this first, second, third. I don't have that. But, I mean, there's all kinds of things. You're just having fun. How you have fun?
No. See, I mean, I can't say no because, like, me personally, that is a part of it. But I like.
This is submission part of it. I do it
because I want to, not because it's ever been expected. Like, I can't. There has probably been like 1 or 2 times where
every guy
the impression that it was expected happened, and I'm just kind of like, yeah, no, that's the quickest way to turn off a woman, guys.
Okay.
Like, we know what you want. We understand it's a part of it. Just let it naturally happen. Do not grab my head. Do not just like lay on the bed. Like, I don't know. Like, you know that y'all have your ways of making it very obvious of like, all right, like, get to it. No, let it naturally happen. We are not stupid. And then if it doesn't naturally happen,
you gotta be a real sucker to be like, to like grab her head and stuff. Like, that's corny. That's corny.
I just thought, shit, at that point, that's mouth rape. Like, I don't want you to like that. Stop.
Yeah.
So, I just don't understand the hesitation that men have to give it back.
Okay.
Y'all have all these standards, like, I don't know, like, I can look at a girl and tell that it's not clean, or like, that's not my woman, or so I only do it to my girl, or blah, blah, blah. And it's like, okay, we might have these same standards too. We, like, y'all pee out of yours. It swings back and forth all day. It sweats. It hangs, and, like, you got balls and hair and all this other stuff. So, like, I'm not going to fuck every man's dick. I don't know where that shit has been. Or, let's be honest, y'all aren't that hygienic. When was the last time you showered before we got to this point? You feel me? Mm-hmm. So, there should be...
We are hygienic. Anyway.
There should be an even playing field, is all I'm saying.
Yeah. It should be, I guess, standardized. But, I mean, personally, I don't have enough giving head experience to talk exclusively on it. So, I got my fair share, but it's not like enough to be like, oh yeah, I know how to do all this. I can't touch on that, unfortunately. I can't write ebooks on it.
Okay, well, in that frame, what qualifies as good head? Like, does the girl have to finish for it to be good head?
That's kind of like the cherry on top. If she finishes, like, yes, no, you don't need that to be qualified as good. You know, you can finish off however. But it's about, oh my gosh, you know what's so annoying? When girls sit and you just kind of keep doing like one thing over and over, and then my dick just gets numb off of it, you know? So, but I don't let it like get to that irritating point. You know, I'll like provide direction. Oh, slow down, speed up, do this, do that. You know, maybe move your hand somewhere else or whatever.
Okay, so that correlates, and I guess if you were giving him, like, it would be okay to give you directions. Yeah, like you should be giving her directions. Don't go about complaining and then you mad because you don't got the confidence to speak up and tell her how you want it. You know? Like, I've heard guys complain and it's like, talk to her. Okay, but me personally, I'm not trying to teach anybody. Like, like, if we were in the moment and it's hot and heavy, the last thing I want to do is become a teacher.
Okay.
That's not whatever. Like, you either know how to do it or you don't. Like, yeah, maybe if we were like my man and we're dating, we'll talk about it after and like practice and whatever. But if you're just like a fuck buddy or like a one-off, I'm not trying to teach you. Like, we was talking all that shit in the club, bar, wherever I met you. Yeah. Like, now it is time to perform. So for me, I think I have to finish for it to be good head. Otherwise, it's just like a foreplay thing. Like, yeah, like you're just lubing her up for like the big bang. But like, if I don't come off head, then it's, I mean, like, it's just whatever to me, I guess. Okay. But I've also had really, really good head and then like really bad head. So that's like, okay, so as a woman, there are things that
I got a question off that
you need to do. But then there's some guys that treat it like fruit. And I understand that y'all are like, oh, it's a fruit, like practice on a peach. I am not a fruit. If you suck my lips, they will swell. Okay. You can give me a hickey down there, and it'll be very uncomfortable for the next 2 to 3 days.
Okay.
So, like, guys, it's like a lick in rotation, and just don't suck me like peach. Like, I just don't. Mm-mm.
So, to that point, you've got to, I think, for both of us, you've got to be listening to how someone's body responds, you know? And on that note, you've got to be open to responding if you like something. You know, like, there's some people that are, like, that don't respond much. You know, when they enjoy something, they're still just, like, kind of quiet, even though they're enjoying it, because they're maybe insecure to express that pleasure. But you got to open up, you know. Okay, well, to get what you want. And if you're not, then it comes to then it gets to directions.
Okay, I'm gonna say bullshit.
With my shot.
Right. Because first of all, if you sucking me like a peach, it's gonna feel good in the now. So like she will respond. Mm-hmm. But that doesn't mean that you should do it for like 20 minutes.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like,
don't go numb.
Right. So I guess yeah, like you gotta listen to what my body's doing.
Yeah.
And don't be so cocky that you're amazing at it and you know exactly how to do it, so you're not gonna change up your routine. Your routine does not work on every female.
Right.
And I think so many guys just get into like this is what I do, this is whatever. I know it's gonna work.
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know.
Personally, I like it better with guys with beards.
Okay.
It's just a little extra tickling and tingling going down there.
Yeah.
Shoot, your boy comes home and his beard's braided up. You know what it is. You know he's about to get messy.
Yeah. All right. Nice.
All right. Next topic.
Let's go. Sex number. So, does quantity equal quality?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
It should. Like, if you're doing something enough and you're, you know, understanding enough that each woman is different, then you should be getting better at this. You know?
Agreed.
If you're pulling in so much pussy, then why aren't you good? So yeah, your sex number should equal performance.
Yeah. And I feel like it's a catch-22 because like women, we want our men to like, if a guy came to me and was like, yeah, I've had sex with 150 girls. At first I'd be like, oh shit. That's a lot. But then at the end of the day, it's kind of like, there's a chance you're really good at this then. You know? Mm-hmm. So I don't know. Like I don't think it would really matter. I also don't think I want to know. Like I wouldn't ask you because I would not want to know.
Yeah. Okay.
But I would prefer somebody that is experienced because like I said, I personally as a woman, there are some women that like taking virginities and teaching and like whatever. I personally am not one of those women. I don't want to have to teach you how to do anything. I just want to experience your amazing kit of tools that you use and that be that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Does a women's number matter for y'all?
I mean, no. I don't think so. Cause it's the same. It's reciprocated for guys. We just want to have like a good time, you know. Like no guy's gonna directly ask you how many men you've slept with, unless you're like involved in a relationship and maybe you've gotten to that point. Then that conversation will come up about like your exes and your friends, you know, things like that. But if it comes down to asking directly, you know, how many men you slept with and it correlates, I don't think so. You know,
I think it does for women.
Yeah.
Why? Because our body physically changes.
Okay.
The more sex we have. So it's like what I felt like the first 2 times is not what I'm going to feel like if I've done 150 before I get to you. You feel me?
Yeah.
So like we stretch and expand and our body changes the more we have sex. So I kind of feel like if a woman has a high body count.
All right.
You know?
Just got educated.
Not that it's gonna like turn. It should never turn anybody off. Like if you love a woman and she has like, so whatever, she has sex. Right. Listen, men, we have sex drives just like you do. Like the world tells us that it's hoish and sluttish, but y'all can bang 20 girls in one night and be the man forever. So we have sex drives just like y'all have sex drives.
Hey,
but
we all got double standards.
I do think, for me personally, there's a number that I will allow myself to get to.
Okay.
Just because body-wise, like, I don't want to change too much before I meet my husband.
Right.
I can't be letting these people, like, reconstruct my uterus. I meet my husband, he's like, whoa.
Okay.
You know? So.
All right.
There's that. Are we out?
And you know what? To the point of the quantity equals quality, I'd say also that, you know, how many callbacks are you getting? You know, like if you banging a girl and she don't hit you up, then you need to rethink your strategies.
Because it means you were not that good.
Right. So.
We won't ever have the balls to be like, oh, your dick sucks. But ghosting is a clear sign that it was not enjoyable.
Yeah.
For whatever reason.
You wasn't listening, bro.
Don't have any intention of doing it again.
All right.
Next. Dating 2019. So this is actually a good close because it kind of circles up everything we've been talking about today.
Yeah.
I want to start by asking, what was the worst date you've ever been on?
I wish I had thought about this sooner. I knew we had these topics. The worst date. I don't know if this was the worst date, but I know this was a particularly bad date. We went to this comedy show, so I tried to provide as much, you know, information and direction as possible to make this, you know, like a fun time, you know, a loose time. You know, I find that the best dates are the ones where you have a plan, but you're willing to do whatever in the moment, right? So we went to a comedy show, and I remember, first of all, she just wasn't laughing at all the jokes. You know, the obviously funny ones that I'm laughing at. Like, for the sake of the date, maybe she wasn't feeling me from the beginning, but for the sake of the date, why are we not enjoying this moment together right there, right? She wouldn't get a drink at first, no reason why. You know, I eventually, you know, had 2-3 drinks and she got one. So then she started to maybe loosen up a little bit. But she just wasn't enjoying, like, the whole comedy routine for whatever reason. So we didn't stay for the whole thing, obviously. I was like, all right, this isn't going to work. We got to go do something else, right? So we went walking this summer at night, and, you know, we just vibed talking about things. And it was one of those times when you're talking with someone in a conversation, and it's just like a one-sided situation. You know? It's like, oh, I don't know, like, yeah, you know, I went to school for this because I always feel like I would change the world in this way or blah, blah, blah. You know, like, oh, that's nice. Silence. Like, not even what you went to school for, even if you're going to change topics, you know?
Right.
And then if you're constantly bringing up all the topics, that's kind of boring too. You know, that's not a two-way conversation. So I don't even remember what the next destination was, but after that, I just took her home, and that was just the end of it.
Look at it. I feel like
Probably was the worst one.
I feel like she probably, was not that into you and just needed like a free meal or a free.
Yeah, know? Right. We didn't even eat.
Did she know
she
what
got
you
a
were
free
doing
drink
beforehand?
Yeah.
Oh, dang. So maybe she didn't. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know.
Because, like, for me, I'm not going to waste the time on an outfit, hair, and makeup if I'm not going to participate.
Right.
You know,
and she looked good. You know, like, she got ready. So I don't know what it was.
Did you guys talk after that?
Nah, I stopped hitting her up.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
Well, that's
I think she texted me and I didn't say nothing else. That was it.
Well, her loss, because now you got a beautiful wife and 3 beautiful babies. So
facts.
Whatever.
Thank you.
God. So my worst date. Yeah. It just happened, honestly, like maybe a couple months ago now, which is so crazy. I'm 25 and dating since I was 16, and I didn't have a bad date till a couple months ago. I guess I need to change names and locations. No, okay, so you know, like,
name him Kevin. That'd be funny.
His name's Kevin.
Okay.
Alright, so you know how you always have work crushes? Like, there's always a work crush that passes the time by, keeps things lively, or whatever.
Yeah, it's fun to see them there.
Right, you're like, oh yay, so-and-so's working. That's what this was. From far away, he was perfect. Tall, handsome, chocolate, just like, oh, perfect.
All them check boxes.
All of them. So I went back and forth between giving him my number or whatever.
Yeah.
A friend was like, you know what, I'm gonna just do it. What do you have to lose? She gives him my number. He gets off that night and he texts me. So at first, like, things are fine, you know, like I'm a big communicator, so like texting a lot and communicating isn't so much a turnoff for me until it crosses like a line. So he was texting, active, whatever. The next morning, I think he texted me like 3 times, and then he called me as if him calling me was going to make me answer his text message faster. That's a turnoff. Like, if you text me 3 times and I don't answer, I'm doing something, and especially if you don't know me well enough to really know my agenda, like, I'm asleep. Now you're interrupting my sleep because you up at 6 a.m. I don't have to be up at 6 a.m. Don't call me. I don't have to be up at 9 a.m. Don't call me at 9 a.m. You know, when I respond to your text message, that means that's when my day is getting started or whatever.
Yeah.
So that was kind of like the first
It's early.
red flag. And at that point, he had my number maybe 12 hours. So fast forward, we decide to have a cute little lunch date or whatnot at work. Long story short, this man, I'm talking about all the things that I want to do in the city and blah, 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 blah. And he was like, oh, we could do that together. Oh, we could do that. We could do that. And, you know, I make a joke and I'm like, we sure are, you know, racking up a list of things to get done. And he goes, oh, it's okay. We have forever to get through it.
He's locking you down.
Forever? I just met you yesterday. Like, maybe be like, oh, we got time. Or
no,
like,
you're the one.
No worries. We'll get through it, whatever. But do not use the forever word on a first date and you've had my number less than 13, 14 hours. Like, no. So, whatever. I let it go. I'm thinking like, oh, maybe he's just a nice guy, you know? Maybe this is what nice men are like. I haven't really dated a lot of nice men. Let me, new territory, whatever. I get off work and he tells me he gets up at like an hour before I do. So he tells me he's going to wait that hour. So I politely say, you're waiting an hour to walk me to my car.
This isn't for another date. This is
not for another date. This is not for, our lunch, that was it. Like, go, and like for me, I'm like, okay, go home. Like, I saw you a lot today. Like, we worked together, then we had lunch together. Like, I'm good. I could not see you till tomorrow, and I would be happy. He's like, no, I'll just wait. And I'm just like, okay.
That's a lot of jade in one day.
I mean, I like myself, but shit. So, he waits that hour, and then at that point, I feel bad. I'm like, this man just waited a whole hour, so like, let's go get a drink or whatever.
Oh,
next door to work.
Oh, jade's so nice.
That's how I'm gonna end up like chained in somebody's basement. I'm too nice. So we go get a drink at like this music spot. Music is playing, we're drinking. And that's where it just all goes downhill. I'm a touchy-feely person. I'm a Leo, I'm warm. I like touch and cuddling. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But again, this is our second date in one
day.
And this man is like hugging me from behind and kissing me on my neck, and like his hands are on my legs, and he's just all like touchy, and like I was like, oh, I've never been so repulsed by somebody's touch in my life. Like, every time he touched me, I was just kind of like, oh, all right, like, you're touching me again. Okay, got it, whatever. And then like he just did.
Yeah, I remember this.
Kevin, and tell me if I'm wrong. I could be exaggerating or whatever. But this man, I'm sorry, what is your go-to dance? Let's say you're on a date, you're at a club. Like, what's your go-to dance?
It's just like a two-step, you know?
Right, like a two-step, a manly little head bob, like, whatever.
Got your drink, you holding it, you sipping it. Yeah.
Thank you. Unless you're catching a twerk. That's pretty much what guys do. Or like a coordinated dance, like you're Millie rockin' or like whatever. Those are fine.
Yeah.
This man, it's reggae music. I don't understand how we got here. So this man starts doing the like this
man.
and making the face with it, and then he has the nerve to like roll and slap his thighs, and like I was so traumatized. I was like, yes, as soon as you finish that drink, we gonna go.
Yeah.
I'm not about to sit here and do this with you anymore because I'm embarrassed. I can't. And I think it was the face that he made with it that just like all his manhood left. Like, there was none left. And then yeah, it's like, so you finish this drink and we can go. And he was like, oh, you're ready to leave me already?
Yeah.
Sir, I spent like all day with you.
Yeah.
What do you mean I'm ready to leave you already? And then had the nerves to take me to my car. Like when he left, he was like, you're not going anywhere. That was a good date for you? You think you just bagged me? Like, no. No. Absolutely
He
not.
definitely wasn't listening to your responses.
My body language, my responses, nothing. And you know me. Like, you've seen me on my, like, passive-aggressive attitude. You can feel it.
Yeah.
It's like, you can feel it.
It's like, no, stop.
Yeah.
This is enough.
So I think that, honestly, is the worst date I've ever been on. There's just things you don't do on first dates, gentlemen. And those are some of them. Like,
Many lessons learned today.
But I feel like dating in 2019 is hard anyway.
Okay.
Back in the day, it used to be, I pick you up at a certain time, we go to dinner, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. 2019, you not picking me up on the first date. I'm driving my own car so that if it plummets and whatever, I can get my vehicle and go
Exit
home.
strategy.
Exactly.
Okay.
And so now it's kind of like, what is a date in 2019?
Yeah.
Because so many women don't do the number one fundamental, which is allow men to pick you up. One, you don't need to know where I live. 2, like I said, I need an exit strategy, so I'm driving my own car. And 3, people are crazy. So, like, you're not about to tell me you're driving me to Chili's and we end up at a house in the middle of the woods. You know, like, there's just too many things can go wrong. So what's a date for you today?
If I was dating, right? I guess,
right, yeah. If you were dating.
I haven't dated. I moved down here from New York, right? And dating for me was, meet at this location already, and if I happen to have a vehicle with me, then that was like a bonus. And then we would go and do something else. So that was kind of like my expanded dates strategy. Okay. If it's going well, we want to do something else, then we could hop in the car and, do something. If it's not, then walk to the train station and drive home. But you need a car here, so I imagine I would go about a similar strategy. Meet me here. You're already driving, and then we'll see how it goes. But you also have to take social media into account, right? So, and I see that that's something my boys do as well. Is they don't get numbers so often as they'll be like, "Oh, what's your Instagram?" You know. That way, we can like see more pictures and see what like your lifestyle is like. A little bit, yep. Yeah, you definitely get to vet someone a little bit faster when you get their social media. So, okay, yeah.
I think that for me is what a date is, and I guess technically, if you Google dating, it's experiencing social things with either a group or one other person, but it is going out and doing things and spending time outwards. I think our generation has ruined that with the whole Netflix and chill and let's just hang in the house and watch a movie. And like, while that's fine, a month or 2 into a relationship, I do think that we all need to go back to the traditional dating. Like, we should be going out. We should be doing things. And that doesn't mean men pay for every single date we go on. Go Dutch. Like, the first date, I'm sorry. You should go Dutch anyway, because both of you are investing your time and your money to see if this even gets to a second date.
Right.
That's kind of how I operate, unless a man's like, no, I'm paying for it, which some of them do. But I think that's where our generation gets lost. Men are like, when a woman asks to go out or whatever, oh, because you want me to pay for it? Mm-hmm. No, we just want to go out and spend time and do things. Right. Like, if you're like, let's split it, or let's go Dutch for this one, or like, if you get dinner, I get the movie, or if you get the tickets, I get the candy. And make it more like that. I think people would be a little bit more likely to date. That's how I like to do it.
Yeah. Like, if you're gonna do a movie, someone getting the tickets, someone else getting the snacks is always like a pretty easy 50-50 bargain.
I think we're so far past that whole men have to pay for everything. And at the end of the day, women, we can't be asking for our independence and then still expect a man to pay for every single thing.
Right.
If I can't afford to go out to dinner, I don't need to be going out to dinner, you know? Like, you shouldn't be dating these men just because they can pay for you to eat every other night. Yeah. That's not what dating is about.
Yeah, and I think, you know, another fun date for me was always, I don't know if we talked about this previously, but going to wine tastings. Did we talk about this?
Yeah, especially because there's the wine room in Orlando. And
yeah.
There's other, like, cute little festivals and stuff for you to do with wine.
So that's fun things to do that's not going to break anyone's pocket as well. And, you know, it helps you. That's an easy way to just loosen up immediately. You know, you get like 2-3 glasses. Y'all going to talk about all kinds of stuff.
First dates, there should always be alcohol involved.
Yeah, that's like a standard.
Always.
No, spread the word.
Because honestly, if I can get along with drunk you, we're fine. Like, if sober, like we always go out sober, and then the first time you get drunk, you're like a whole different person.
So much time wasted now.
So much time wasted. Like, I need to know what you're like drunk. Because I like to go out, I like to socialize, I like to drink. So if you can't do that, or like become an asshole or a jerk, or just you can't handle your liquor, I need to know that up front before I invest too much time in a person. But I also think another problem in our 2019 dating and stuff is what, like, now, okay, before in the old days, it was I meet you, I get your number, I like you, dating. Somewhere along the way, this talking phase has gotten introduced as like a precursor to dating.
Oh, right.
And I feel
we're
like
just talking. Yeah.
So many people get stuck in the talking, and it never crosses into the dating, and then that's when you have problems because they're like, "Oh, you cheated on me because I found out you fucked her while we were talking," and it's like, exactly, we were talking, not dating. So it's kind of, how would you personally, I guess, make the transition from talking to dating? Is it when you stop sleeping with other people?
Yeah. That conversation, that's like a direct conversation that needs to be had.
But is it like a, will you be my girlfriend conversation? Or is
like,
it, because that to me is
like,
together, that's not dating.
Yeah, that's together.
Yeah.
Like, are we exclusive? Or is there anyone else involved? You know, who else besides me are you talking to right now?
Okay, but see, if you have that conversation too early, then you just look invasive.
Right, you gotta feel it out. You know? So, I mean, like, for me, when, with my wife and girlfriend at the time, I was really, you know, like, direct about it. And I knew that I was the only one that she was dating, so that was a little bit easier. You know, like, I've dated girls in the past, and you should be able to tell if you're not the only guy, or if you are the only guy, I think. But I could tell I was the only one, so that was an easier conversation to have, you know? And, yeah, that's my experience with it. You gotta have the conversation.
We just make it so complicated these days. Like, to be so glad you're married, because God, dating now, I think it's terrible. Terrible. Absolutely. Well, it's terrible because everybody stays in that, like, talking phase, and most men aren't, I don't know if they're not man enough, or they don't know how to take it, like, past that.
Well, they don't want to.
And for me, exactly. And for me, a man initiates that conversation.
Okay.
And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm giving men too much power. But I feel like most women aren't dating multiple men at a time. Most men are sleeping with multiple women at a time.
Right.
Where me, if I start talking to somebody, in a week or two, I know where I want it to go. Mm-hmm. And I might not tell you, like, I'm trying to be your girl.
Right.
That's crazy. I've known you a week or two. But I know...
It's double standards.
Exactly. I know what my intentions are. And at the minute my intentions become long-term, I might entertain, like, texting or, like, DMing other men just to kind of keep that attention going. But I'm not sleeping with anybody else.
Okay.
So, like, for me to engage, it'd be like...
Yeah.
There's nothing for me to clean up. The men will always have more to clean up.
So
when they decide to date somebody.
We can tell when that transition's happening. Like, if you're making obvious changes in how, like, you treat us, and it's more serious, we should be able to tell that. Like, I could tell. So that's when we should bring up the conversation. You know, yes, there's still roles for men and roles for women. I agree. That's something that like we should bring up and we should be open with and direct. And then if we're not, it's because we don't want to lose what we have. You know, maybe we don't see you as exclusive material, for lack of a better term, or we just some guys just want to string you along. You know, I've seen that. I've never done that. I don't do that kind of thing.
And that's my thing. What makes you...
I don't have the soul for that.
I don't have the time for that. Like, who has time for that? And I guess that's like a question, probably as a female and a male perspective, just in... People throw that word around, wifey type or exclusive type or whatever. Where people fail to understand, there aren't rules for, like, there isn't a formula to make wifey or like a system to follow. So I feel like we should stop being like, you're not wifey material, because that woman could be wifey material for somebody else. And you have these women thinking they need to change something about themselves because it didn't satisfy you. Like, that's not okay. She, as herself, could be 100% wifey material for somebody else. So you just need to be like, I can't see myself long term dating you or whatever. But I feel like
but we're not gonna say that.
Exactly, because men are so quick to make it about y'all. Exactly.
Yeah, we're selfish.
Y'all are so like, let her go. Let her be wifey for somebody else if you know she's not wifey for you. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. Respect our time and our energy and our effort.
Yeah, we can't do that. We like what we have. We like this portion of you is awesome in these moments, and that's what we like. So until someone else comes and scoops you away,
and that's when y'all come running back like, oh no. Did you say we're your Wednesday?
Yes.
I can't. Yeah, I could always figure out too late you got a good thing. God forbid you realize it early and live happily ever after.
Yo, I feel like every guy has the one that got away.
Oh yeah, I have. What do they call it? Your great white buffalo? I have a great white buffalo.
I have not heard this term.
What?
Your great white buffalo?
I think it was from the movie Hot Tub Time Machine or Hot Tub Time Machine, and it was the great white buffalo.
Yeah, I didn't want to pay a ticket. I didn't bootleg it. I wasn't bootlegging at the time. So.
I think whatever. But we're gonna sideline that great white buffalo topic for another episode.
Yeah.
We're going to wrap this one up, but if there's any views, opinions, or you guys just think we sound stupid and aren't talking about representing women and men very well, let us know. Comment below. If there's any topics you want to hear us talk about, anything like that, we'll shout you out, your opinion. But thanks for joining us for the pilot episode of Decipher the Bull.